So this is the Let the Adventure Begin stamp. I've already lined up the stamp here. This is the Cosmic Shimmer Mixed Media card. And I'm just going to dampen the surface of the card with a fine mister. I kind of want the water to bead on this. And I'm going to stamp first using Distress Oxide. This is Black Soot. Okay, smooth that over. Okay, I'm just going to lightly tap this all over the surface of the stamp. You want plenty on here. And you'll notice that I've left the sentiment off. I'm going to put the sentiment back on once we've done the technique. Okay. So lay the platform down, press gently, release, and then we're just going to tilt the platform up, and that ink's going to start to run. And you'll also find the ink will start to spread out slightly as it dries because the paper's so wet. Okay, and as an option, I'm just going to spritz a little bit more water on here. As I say, this is an option. This will just help the ink spread out a little bit more. Now, as I mentioned, this is on the Cosmic Shimmer Mixed Media card. You get slightly different effects with different types of card. So I'll just leave this one to dry. Okay, and we'll come back to it once it's dry and carry on with the next stage. Okay, so this is dry enough now. I just want to clean off this stamp. This had the Black Soot Distress Oxide on it. And now we're going to have a little play with some bleach. Now this is just regular thin bleach. If I can open it. Right, so I'm going to use a liner brush for this. It's a very long, thin brush. And I'm just going to drop in some bleach. Okay, and take out some of that black colour. Although I say black, it's grey now. And you notice I'm not taking it all out. Just randomly taking the colour out where I like it. Okay, and I will continue this over the whole image. You may notice as the bleach hits the ink, you'll see a slightly kind of a light brown colour to it. Don't worry, this will disappear and it will turn completely white, or the colour of the card. If you use proper like Indian ink, you will get like a brown effect when you use bleach, which can be quite cool. But this should go completely back to the colour of the card beneath. So while I'm doing this, another thing that you can do, so where I've stamped with the Black Soot Oxide, you can let that dry, or even when it's wet, you can re-stamp with another colour. So let's say something like frayed burlap, and then stamp over the top. So I'd probably let it dry and re-mist the card, then stamp again. Okay, with something like frayed burlap or a complementary colour, stamp again, you'll get two colours that run. It really is just experimenting with this. You'll get lots of different effects. And not every time, it's not going to be the same every single time. Okay, so you can give that a go, but I would recommend to start with, just do it with the Black Oxide, the Black Soot. Okay, and do remember, you're not trying to take out all of the ink, okay, on the character. I'm just trying to get to the highlights, like the highlights in the hair, where they're going to be on the back of the neck, on the shirt, on the shorts, on the legs, on the teddy bear. Okay, I think I'm nearly there. Okay, so I'm just going to spatter a little bit of bleach now. Just adds a little bit of interest, so a few little spatter marks into the ink. Okay, and then I'm just going to let this dry a little, and we'll go to the next stage. Okay. Right, so this is dry, or dry enough. It's not completely dry, but it's dry enough to stamp. So what I'm going to do is now pop on the sentiment and just line that up. Like I said, the reason I didn't put the sentiment on to begin with is I didn't want the sentiment to be smudged around it. I want this to be nice and clean. Okay, I think that's just slightly lower it down. There we go. Okay, just push that down. Right, now we're going to use Versafine in Onyx Black. And I'm going to lightly tap this. You find with the Versafine ink, you don't need to tap too hard. It's like a sponge. So just nice light taps. And just make sure the ink pad's nice and juicy. Okay, pop the lid back on. Okay, pop the stamp platform down. And this is the magic part. Press down. And then we're going to lift up for the reveal. And there you go. It's quite cool, isn't it? So you can see where we've removed the black soot with the bleach. It's kind of really made the image pop. You can also see the little bleach spatters that we did. Right, so I'm going to clean this stamp off now. I'm going to use some isopropanol. Okay, because this was the Versafine. And we just clear that off of there. Now, I can remove this top platform, move that out of the way. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more interest. Okay, just pop my Teflon sheet down there. We're going to add some spatters. This is charcoal black in the water-based inks. Just with the pipette, pop a little bit out. A little bit more. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to use my liner brush for this. A little bit of water in the brush. Pick up some of the ink. Just tap it down, test it. And there we go. I'm using a liner brush, but when you're doing something small like this, you've got more control with a brush like this. Okay. So next I'm going to use the Cosmic Shimmer matte chalk paint. Okay, this is in warm white. And again, just pop a little tiny bit out. Water in the liner brush. Okay, just test it. A little bit more water. Okay, I'm just going to spritz this. So I've just noticed the charcoal black ink is spread slightly because the card wasn't completely dry. I quite like it. But if you want the tiny dots when you spatter, make sure your card's dry, so use the heat tool on it. Right, let me move this to the side. We'll hold it up to the camera so you can get a better look. And there we go. Right, let me show you a couple of examples. This is on the Cosmic Shimmer Smooth White card. And you'll notice I've masked a little boy and stamped with script on the side. This is on smooth card again. I've popped it in a frame. Looks quite cool. Gone a bit heavier with this one. Okay, and then finally this is on watercolor card. Okay, so you see different every time. So I think the ink comes out a little bit darker on the smooth card, but I will leave you to experiment. Thank you very much.